So my name is Ronald Brown, born in Brooklyn, New York, choreographer, artistic director of Evidence Dance Company, founded the company in 1985. Yeah, we do contemporary dance, but using movement vocabulary from Senegal, from Cuba, from Cote d'Ivoire. Yeah. When I first started dancing, I studied dance at Mary Anthony Dance Studio in Lower Manhattan. Started late. And it was movement from a boy from Brooklyn, New York. And as I studied different techniques, Graham, Hanya Home, all of that movement influenced my work. Then I started teaching at a school called Florida School of Dance and Drum in Lower Manhattan. There was dance across the diaspora. And so people from Senegal, from Brazil, they would take my class, I would take their class, and started to play around with techniques from different places and the rhythms from those places. But I didn't want to use traditional dance because I didn't want to bastardize it. So I started incorporating the movement, and I had this piece called Dirt Road. And the company was in Richmond, Virginia, and someone said in the audience, "Can you please speak about the presence of Manjani in your choreography?" It's like, oh man, so it's not hidden anymore. I was teaching at the American Dance Festival in 1994, and a woman from the Ivory Coast, Rokia Kone, was in my workshop, and she showed me this piece of a solo at the end of the 6 weeks. And it was so incredible, and I said, oh, so amazing. I said, what is it? She said, that's all the movement that you taught me. And she spoke very little English. I didn't speak Susu, Malinke, or French. And so she said, you're doing something where you're making dance speak. You need to come to the Ivory Coast and help me choreograph in this theater company, help me start a dance company. And so when I started to work with this theater company, I would have to learn these dances from the villages so I can choreograph something that made sense. And they said, and I was like, I don't want to bastardize traditional dance. They said, I don't know about you Americans. When you touch traditional dance, it already is something different. So just study and do what you have to do. And so they said, don't worry about bastardizing the dance. And so I was like, okay, so I can play around with that material. And so I started to integrate traditional work more and more from 1995. I made this piece called Water in 1999. And in it, I used the salute, so music from Benin for the deities, Shango, Orisha, and Oshun. But the movement was from Brooklyn and Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Guinea. And then Baba Richard Gonzalez said, Ron, if you're going to use that music from Yoruba, you should go to Cuba. So in 2001, I went to Cuba, and then I started to incorporate Afro-Cuban material. And so at this point, there's a whole wide range of vocabulary that is from the States and from the Caribbean and West Africa and Central Africa. I have this piece called Walking Out the Dark. I started writing a book of poetry that I now realize is a book of essays and short stories and poetry. But then after 2 years, I realized it was a dance. So I made this dance, Walking Out the Dark, which is a quartet. And so when I create a piece, I usually try and design a workshop that's connected to that piece so audiences have an access to it. So I built this workshop called Text and Movement, where I bring actors, dancers, dancers together, and they exchange stories, and I ask them to dance or move act out the story. Not mime it, not dance it, but just act out the story. And it's a way of having people get emotionally connected to a story and then embody it so they understand that can be a part of a creative process, and it is something that I use as a choreographer. So here we are in Washington, D.C., and we're at Dance Place. We're going to do Walking Off the Dark, a quartet, Saturday and Sunday, and it's going to be an amazing, amazing show. And I'm so grateful to be able to be here when Carla and Deborah are about to retire. I think we came here maybe for the first time in 1994, and so it's great to be here as they go on to their next endeavors. It is wonderful to be able to do this piece here. I think the last time I actually was in the theater was when I performed for Dr. Sherelle Berryman Johnson, peace and blessing be upon her soul, who joined the Ancestors in 2010. So it's great for us to be here, and there's a solo that I do that says thank you to Catherine Dunham and all the people who have invested in me, and it's going to be great for me to be able to do that here in DC and say thank you to Dr. Johnson.